Today is October 22nd, 2020, and you're watching and listening to the Bush League Bros podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bush League Bros Sports Talk. My name is Ezekiel Elliott, and I just lost the goddamn football. You know what? That's not my real name. I'm Brett Batchelder. The other guy is Paul Liakis. And Paul, just sit back for a little bit.
Absolutely.
I was going to wait, but I can't. Yep. I'm absolutely sick of it. Ezekiel Elliott, you're tearing me apart, Ezekiel. Last episode, I'm sitting there defending you against this Bostonian Paul, saying you're washed up, your best days are behind you. I said no. You came out last week. You said, I'm not going to fumble again the rest of the year. What did you do? You fumbled twice, and as you put it, hey, at least one player on the Cowboys has some accountability. I'll get into that in a minute. But as you put it, this loss was on you. I don't want to hear about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray stunk most of that game. Couldn't hit anything at all. But hey, you know what? You're going to wear out your defense. Defense, you showed up. You showed up for a quarter. A whole fucking quarter. Great on you. I'm proud of you. Instead of being the wet blankets, you stood up there for a little while, and then you got tired, and you turned right into the lawn chairs that you are, and you folded. Leighton Vander Esch, I'm sorry. You came back, and you were the only one that wanted to play. Jalen Smith, I'm done with you. You and Zeke have stolen enough of Jerry Jones's money. Congratulations on hoodwinking him. You stink. Your only job was to watch Kyler Murray, and you were taking the worst angles I've ever seen in my life, missing him every single time. Oh, but damn it, you sure posted that one highlight that your one fan did on Instagram. Hooray! Hooray! You know what? That defense, I was a little excited in the first quarter because I was seeing some defense, We can go back to the Browns game where they were allowing more penetration than Lisa Ann has ever allowed in her entire life. That wasn't showing up this time. I was like, hey, we got something going here. And then sure enough, the defense I've seen all year, a wet piece of toilet paper in front of a freaking pressure washer would do a better job stopping the water than the Dallas Cowboys do anybody getting into the end zone. And now we've got players coming out, oh, it's bad coaching, and you know what? Some of it might be. Mike McCarthy, you're on thin ice because you haven't shown me you're better than the Clapper, and that's a problem. Mike Nolan, you're drowning, pal. But guess what? This defense, you've got no accountability. You're all about your brands, and the hot boys have turned into the golden girls. I'm absolutely sick of this. And then on offense, I could yell at the Red Rifle. I could yell at Andy Dalton, but that game was not on him. Zach Martin, arguably the best guard in football. You went down, and of course you did, because every good player for the Cowboys that hasn't fumbled away games they've just gone down. They've gotten hurt because God is trying to punish me for something. And I just stay hurt. Don't stay hurt, but just don't play the rest of the year, Zach. You don't deserve this. Andy Dalton, you don't deserve this. Kellen Moore, let me tell you something. Yes, screens work to Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, but not when you do them on every second and third and long situation that you're into. It's not the go-to. Oh, hey, wait a minute. I've got three amazing wide receivers that two of them, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, can get open on anybody. They can run great routes. And Michael Gallup has proven he can go up in Dez Bryant or Megatron just about anybody, except when Jalen Ramsey is out there flopping and getting flags. But you know what? We don't deserve to win that game. This hat right here, I'm not wearing it because I look damn fine. I do, and I'll probably wear it from now on. Thank you. And this was supposed to be the hat I only wore when the Cowboys won. But I'm never going to fucking get to see it again because they're not going to win the rest of the year. Right now, I won't root for them. But Philadelphia, I hate you. Go win this. Just go win this division as my earpieces are popping out because I'm going so crazy here. Go win this division so you at least get a middling first-round draft pick, and I don't have to worry about what you guys are going to do. Washington and New York, you're garbage anyway. You don't deserve any kind of shout-outs. But Dallas, you suck. And just to kind of, I'm going to watch them just so I can scorn them the rest of the year. But just so I can kind of put a pin on this. Because, I'm coming in here pretty hot, as you can tell. I'm probably getting red in the face. It's not the heat.
You're
it's
getting
my
red. Yeah.
anger right here. I'm sick of it. I put in my heart and soul on this team every year. And every year, they let me down. I'm simping for this team, and they're doing nothing to help me. I've been friend zoned by the Dallas Cowboys. And in the words of one of the greatest managers in wrestling history.
You guys are definitely in the friend zone, not the end zone. Yeah. Yeah.
Shut your mouth. But you're right. In the words of the great wrestling manager, one of the greatest wrestling managers of all time, he used to say it on his podcast all the time, Jim Cornette, here is what I will say to you, Dallas Cowboys, for the 2020 season. This does not include Dak Prescott. Love you, baby. Get healthy. Be back soon. Yep. This is ridiculous. But anyway, to the Dallas Cowboys, thank you. Fuck you. Goodbye. I'm done. Paul, I'm sorry to push your introduction back.
No.
How are you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Let's get into this puppy.
I'm great, Brett. As your official, I would consider myself your Cowboy, pent up anger therapist on this show, right? I feel for you, man. I'll be honest. I texted you during the game the other night, and I was like, man, I don't even have jokes. I just feel bad for you. It's gotta hurt because it was that bad. It was rough, and
it hurt.
And, I just feel for you, man. I don't know. I can somewhat relate to what you're going through. My Patriots are not doing great either. But it's just like one thing after another with you guys. It's like it just seems like it never ends, I hate to admit I was right about Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, it's, it happens sometimes. Sometimes I have great predictions, like Zeke may be washed up. But he proved me right. But, I just feel bad, man. It's you're right. McCarthy doesn't seem to be the guy, you almost, I feel like you'd almost be in better shape with the clapper right now. At least he'd be clapping when
we'd probably be 3-3 right now.
McCarthy just when something bad happens, it's almost where I feel like when something bad would happen with the clapper, he would clap for no reason. At least it make it seem like it wasn't that bad. But McCarthy just stares at the Jumbotron like he has no idea what just happened. I'm like, aren't you the head
looking
coach,
for
dude?
A goddamn cheeseburger? Jesus Christ. And if you notice, I'll be sipping out of this big cup today.
Yeah.
I am not rocking my typical Dallas Cowboys mug. They don't deserve it.
They don't.
I'm rocking my Florida Gators, I don't know, cup, mug, whatever the hell you want to call this thing. I'm just done. Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, I do want to mention I tried to update the background. I'm still, as I mentioned, I'm still, in between permanent places right now. So I try to give you – I actually been growing this Red Sox hat tree since 2004. It's a great tree. So, just wanted to update that. But, man, it's tough, dude. I don't know where you go from here. I mean, on the bright side –
It's
still not over, though. You still could
win the
NFC.
No, shut your mouth.
It could still happen.
It could, but they don't deserve it. So don't even. No. Why don't we talk about your pay? Okay, yeah.
Last thing. Do you think? I want to get your opinion on this. Do you think this is the year where Jerry Jones is notorious for not ever making a big move? I feel like during the season, even when he should, everyone's always hyping up players to go to the Cowboys, and it doesn't happen. Do you think this is the year he does something crazy midseason before the deadline? He'll bring someone in, maybe a quarterback, maybe, you know what I mean?
If
you got to do something. Yeah.
And the offensive line were healthy, I think you would have seen some trade for some safety or corner or something, but I don't.
I don't really know who you could go after, though. But, yeah, I don't know who you could go after. But, I mean, if Dalton continues – to play piss poor, right? I mean, it wasn't all on him, you're right, but if he's just not the guy, he's not a real NFL starting quarterback anymore. Do you make a move and trade for someone else that maybe they can bring in just for this year?
You know who I want, and I'll be all in just because I know we won't do anything, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about the news that happened with this guy here in a little bit. I want Fitzmagic. Give me the sweet, sweet beard. He'll just throw it up. He isn't throwing sideline to sideline like these jabronis. He's throwing it deep every time, and we've got the receivers to do it. So I want I want the
I
magic.
like that a lot. I like that a lot.
That's what I want.
He's just good enough to get you to the playoffs and lose by 40.
But you know what? I'd have a lot of fun. Sign him to a 2-year deal so he can be Dak's backup next year. And
yeah, absolutely.
I'm all in on that.
I like that. I like that idea. We'll switch over. We'll talk about my Patriots.
Talk about your Pats for a little bit.
I don't have a ton on them. You know, it's a strange time, man, to see the Patriots record at 2-3. It's just like that hasn't happened in over 20 years, right? It's like I don't know how to feel, right? And I could be a lot more upset for sure, but like this team hasn't even practiced. Like they didn't even practice. They practiced twice in 2 weeks. Like how Bill Belichick is renowned for getting his team prepared the best out of any coach, right? Like that's what he's always been known for. He prepares his team the best, and that's what they do. And he just hasn't been able to do that. So like, how do I expect Cam wasn't able to practice until like late last week? Like, I don't, they look terrible. My biggest qualm right now, like I can't be that upset that they played that bad. I mean, I still think they still had a chance to beat the Broncos in that game miraculously after playing like absolute dog shit for 3.5 quarters, right? But my biggest qualm is just how is Bill Belichick, and I know this has been brought up before, but how is he such a good coach, but we just can't have any good wide receivers? Like, or can't draft good wide receivers. There's great wide receivers all over the league. Great young wide receivers all over the league right now.
Hang on.
And we can't get one. Yeah. Ever.
Let's just not – I know he's older, but let's not offend Julian Edelman like that. He does all us short white guys, a lot of pride.
He does. Yeah, of course.
He's great at what he does.
Julian,
he's not who he was.
Edelman will always
you're right.
be
You don't
my
want
guy.
Your best receiver being a slot guy.
Exactly. And a 31-year-old that's like really, I mean, the amount of, I think he might be 32 now, actually 32, pushing 33. But you don't want that, like, and if you look at it, like the hits he's taken over the years, like he's really like a 37-year-old at this point, like 38, like the way his body is probably holding up at this point. So, I mean, he looks jacked. I mean, hopefully not on steroids anymore. My boy, Julian.
Let's not cast aspersions. Let's not do that.
No, I mean, maybe that is what we need again. But
I just did enough of that for the whole podcast. But we have plenty of more.
But why can't we have a good wide receiver? Why can't we draft a good wide receiver? Like, I look at CeeDee Lamb, they
can't
Ruggs, have him. Jerry Jeudy. Like, why couldn't we got one of those guys? I don't get. Like, I just don't.
They were taken, pal. I mean,
know,
you and I have already talked about this.
Yeah.
But if you really wanted to go back and get mad about something, get mad that DK Metcalf isn't on the team right now.
But any team can say that because he won the second round, right? Like everyone passed him over. So everyone thought he was not
everybody needs him though. Like not everyone needs a wide receiver. I mean,
yeah.
The Patriots needed a wide receiver.
Yeah. And now Antonio Brown looks like he's going to sign with the Seahawks. We had him.
God,
we couldn't just overlook his dozens of domestic violence issues. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad.
No. This isn't the Cleveland Browns, buddy.
No.
Yeah, what we do.
No, exactly. So it's just a shame, man. But I still got hope, man. I think I don't think the Bills are as good as people thought originally.
The Bills are fine. They just played better teams.
Yeah, but I think, you know what I mean? I think we still have a shot to win the AFC East. It's not out of the question. We can – if anything I know about the Patriots is that this team can go on a run and win like 7-8 games in a row. That's for sure. They just got to stay healthy and have guys get back from COVID. Like, they've been missing so many guys, dude. Like, they've been missing pretty much half of like their best players like over the past few weeks, and I don't get how you expect to compete when you don't have your best players in the field. So can't be too upset about my Patriots. We can move on.
Let's stick in the AFC East here. Move on. Let's stick in the AFC East here. Kind of already alluded to something going on with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I want him on the boys now, and he says he's not going to demand a trade. But we got some pretty surprising news today.
Yep.
Ryan Fitzpatrick he's been benched for Tua Tagovailoa. Had to say that slow, or I was not going to pronounce it correctly. From here on out, I'm probably just going to say Tua.
I'm going to stick with Tua. Yeah.
For the history of this podcast, hey, I gave it a try.
You did. I commend you.
I think I stuck the landing. But Tua, now the starter in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Fitzpatrick wasn't playing bad. I mean, he had 10 touchdowns. I mean, 7 interceptions. That's what he's going to do. He's going to throw bombs, just like I said. Of course. He had over 1,500 yards throwing, and they were playing for him. And is this just a case of the Dolphins going, hey, we're only like a game out of first place. We can't have that because we're the Dolphins, and let's just get one more year of a bad draft pick? Or did they see something in – what did he play? The last half or the last quarter of their game last week? Tua did. Did they just see enough of him in there and just they go, okay, it's time. It's Tua time?
I mean,
what's going on
it's got to be a combo of both, right, where either Flores is a great coach, dude. I got a lot of faith in him. Former expatriate coach. They're looking pretty good right now. I know you've given me some trap.
Two of them are looking
coaches
good.
Are looking pretty good. I'm just gonna say.
Bill O'Brien, he ruins it for all of them. Okay?
Bill O'Brien, Matt Patricia, not so much. Anyways, but I think Flores.
Eric Mangini.
The other thing is they have to this must have kind of been under the surface for a minute where they're like, okay, Tua's not only like, do we think like he can step in and be the starter and do just as well, if not better than Fitzpatrick, but also they're 100% confident that he's like completely healthy too, or else this wouldn't be happening, right? Like obviously he played, so like they know he's healthy and he's been the backup all year, so they know he's healthy, but like they must be like, you have to be 100% confident, like, because it would almost be worth it to let him sit this year out with the kind of injury he had to. That was almost a career-ending injury, that hip injury. So that was how Bo Jackson ended his career. So, I mean, I think that he's the guy of the future. You think you got a shot to either compete this year? I don't think they're doing it to tank. Is that kind of what you were saying? Like, you think that?
I mean, how else does it make any sense that
but
we're winning football games. We're competitive in most of our football games. The team's playing for Fitzpatrick. He came out and said he felt like it was his team this week. Yeah. He didn't see this coming. He found out, like, right as Schefter was breaking the news. They didn't even tell him first. And you could see in the press conference, the beard was pretty distraught, and it was tough to watch.
Yeah, no, I saw that, and I feel bad for, Fitzmagic, because, I mean, but he's Fitzmagic. What you get with him. I think that's probably Flores. That's like his mindset right now. He's like, I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get 8-8 with Fitzmagic, like guaranteed. 8-8, 7-9, 9, maybe 9-7, right?
He might have been able to squeak out 10 wins this season. I don't know.
Maybe. But I think this is Flores like looking ahead, that he's like, if I can get Tua some time, maybe get some confidence under Tua's belt. I mean, when we saw Tua at his best in Alabama, he was, he was the best quarterback in college football at points, right? Like, he's the best lefty thrower of the ball I've maybe ever seen since.
Well, what does that mean? Young. What does that mean? Name other left-handed quarterbacks.
Steve Young.
Other than Steve Young.
But he's super accurate. You know what I mean? He throws. He's got the touch balls. Like he's he'll avoid turnovers, I think, more than Fitzpatrick will. Can we agree on that? You know what I mean? Like, and if you're a team that can keep games close and can avoid turnovers, like, or you're a team that's already keeping games close, but the turnovers are killing you, I see why you would go with Tua, because maybe, he's the guy that is he's gonna have better ball control than Fitzmagic would. And I don't know. It's interesting. I think Miami fans are okay with it, as much as, they want the future to be now.
Miami fans don't know anything about football. Like, what are you talking about?
I disagree. I know some hardcore Dolphins fans that from my time living in Florida, that they love their football, man, and I'm somewhat happy for them, man. I want to see them have a team that competes. I don't want to see them beat my Patriots, but I think,
that's the difference between the NFC East and every other division. You will never hear any team in the NFC East say, I hope the other team has a nice little competitive season.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen.
I mean,
I don't understand
I don't
your other
want the Bills.
divisions.
I don't want the Bills to have a good year.
Well, you hate the Bills.
Yeah.
You
I just
have been
they're still
crapping
in
on
my
them all
they're
year.
still on my fraud
They're
scale.
not
They're still in the fraud
frauds.
scale, dude.
Get out of here. They had 2 games that they lost. Please.
Hey
Please.
man, we'll see. We'll see. But I think too, I like it. I like the move personally.
Hate it.
I hate it. Hey, what if it gets you Fitz magic?
Then
What if
I
they make
love
a
it. I
trade?
mean, selfishly, yeah, if I'm a selfish person. If things
Straight
go
up
my way, then
Andy Dalton for Fitz
dude,
magic.
I'll throw in a 5th round draft pick just to, like, I know that's way too much, but I'll do it. I don't even care.
Yeah.
At this point.
Fitz magic for Zeke Elliott at this point. Yeah.
All right, now I can't say anything positive about Zeke on this episode. He doesn't deserve it, but he also doesn't deserve that. So
true.
Let's go to something else that's kind of Cowboys related here.
Let's do it.
Because it features a quarterback that I was raised on. You can't see him, but that poster right there is actually him.
Yeah, I can see his legs.
Hopefully that poster doesn't get canceled here over something stupid. Troy Aikman and Joe Buck were calling it was the Tampa and Green Bay game, right?
Yep.
Where Aaron Rodgers had the wonderful Hingle McCringleberry celebration. He did the 2 pumps.
Great.
Did not do the 3. Maybe if he did the 3, they would have actually won that game.
Maybe, yeah.
But somebody did not turn their mics off when they were supposed to. That person at Fox probably don't have a job there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing the flyover.
Yeah.
And I guess Aikman said while the flyover was happening, that's a lot of jet fuel just for a little flyover, kind of making a joke that there weren't really a whole lot of fans there.
Yeah.
And the reply from Buck was, that's your hard-earned money and tax dollars at work. And Aikman replied something along the lines of, that ain't happening under the Biden and Kamala ticket administration, whatever. That got caught on microphone. I don't see this as a big deal. I think this is just them joking about why are we doing a flyover. And I thought it was funny. Yeah. I understand the military's, people in the military have come out and said they do it for practice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sure they knew that. Joe Buck and Troy, the NFL, MLB, because Buck does MLB games as well. Yeah. They do so much stuff for, salute the troops. And of course, I think they've done work. The NFL has done work with the Wounded Warrior. If you don't think they've done a lot of stuff and they have appreciation, and this was a shot at the armed services.
They pay the NFL to do that stuff, dude. That's what people don't realize. Yeah. But they never even used to do the national anthem before games, before the Army started paying the NFL to do it and make it a big deal. People forget that.
Look at that lesson.
It wasn't a huge deal. Like, teams used to stay in the locker room for the national anthem. And then after 9/11, the Army obviously was recruiting a lot of people. They started to do that on the field with the players out there, with the big flags on the field, the big field length flag, right? Mm-hmm. And the Army was paying the NFL to do all that as like a marketing tool. And people
it's a good one.
It's part. I don't want to get into national anthem controversies or anything like that, but people, it's something that you should be aware of when the next time people talk about the national anthem in sports. That the Army, it's like it was a marketing thing for them to start, and that's why it became such a widespread thing to make a big deal about the national anthem before the games, with the players at least on the field. It used to just be played when they're in the locker room.
National anthem. I love flyovers.
Yeah.
But it was a dumb comment, and, we're not going to get political on this show, but for people on the right to be offended saying they're not patriotic and they hate the troops, you're morons. You're being the snowflakes you claim the left to be. And somehow I'm seeing people on the left are mad because they thought Aikman was taking a pot shot at Biden and Kamala. I'm not sure how you're reading into that. And I don't really care who he's voting for, left, right, in the middle. This is America. That's your business. But they're words. This isn't even anything. This isn't Tom Brennan using a homophobic slur for an entire city that shouldn't be used.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Now they have to come out and apologize?
Yeah, come on, dude. I don't care about what
Joe Buck gets enough flack.
There's way worse things. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you hate Joe Buck? Are you a Joe Buck hater?
I'm a Joe Buck fan. No. I think Joe Buck's one of the greatest commentators of all time, dude.
Yeah. People get on him.
And if you I can understand why people hate him, right? I get it.
Yankees fans hate him.
If you say though that Collinsworth is better than Joe Buck, you're out of your mind.
Who has ever said that?
I don't know, but I feel like
low IQ people believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris Collinsworth. I don't want to hear that name. But Joe Buck, have you seen Joe Buck's schedule this week?
Dude, the guy's an animal.
As a sportscasting student, I look at that and like calling a game. This is why I think I like Joe Buck more than a lot of people, or more than the Buck haters.
Yeah.
The classes that we have taken where we actually have to do voiceover, trying to call a live game, that's probably the hardest thing I've done in that class.
I love how when like you'll see it when like there's a game, people are complaining about Joe Buck and they're like, oh, I could do that. Like I could do it way better than Joe Buck. Like shut up.
I don't want to do that because of the classes that we've taken.
You know how much work that dude puts in to be as good as he is at his job. People don't understand that. Like I'm a huge Joe Buck fan. I'm sure he is looking at this like because everyone says stupid things that like they regret
this
saying.
Isn't even dumb.
I'm sure he's like, I'm glad this is what they caught on the hot mic. You know what I mean?
He's got enough to worry.
You know,
yeah,
I'm sure these guys are pros and don't ever really say it. Like they don't say anything like Brenneman, right? Said, right? But I'm sure there's other things that they're glad weren't picked up on a hot mic.
Everyone says things that they'll regret, and it's fine. This isn't even anything worthy of regretting. This is stupid. This is Twitter fingers, just
they'll be fine.
Losers that have nothing better to do in their life than to complain about something. And just shout out to Joe Buck because he did the Sunday game, Green Bay, Tampa.
Yeah.
Then he did Monday night, the Bills, was it the Bills and Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he's got World Series last night, World Series tonight because we're recording on a Wednesday night. Then he's got Thursday night football on tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I think he's going right back to the World Series.
This
dude's insane.
He's
I'd be so tired. I'm tired thinking about it. Yeah, shout out to Joe Buck. I'll drink this water for him right here.
There we go.
Let's while I hydrate here. We've got one game to pick. On the Friday episode, we'll pick we'll do our normal picks.
We'll do other games,
We'll argue about we're not going to talk about it here. We'll argue about Paul's picks last week. We have a nice debate saved up for that, whether he should be 3-0 or 2-1. But let's pick. We've got a stinker because that's what we get on Thursday nights.
Pooper Bowl 2.0.
Pooper Bowl, like 3 or 4 already this
there's
season.
Been so many Pooper Bowls already.
Eagles versus the Giants. It's in Philadelphia. The Giants are 4.5-point underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going with this?
I'm going Giants, man. I'm going Giants. I'll take them with the points. Yeah.
To win outright or just to cover?
No, to cover. I don't want to necessarily, but I mean, the Eagles played a tight, close game with Baltimore last week, but
no, they did not. I mean, I don't even want to hear
They competed.
They did. I'll give them that.
But they're so decimated, dude. I just don't see how they're gonna come out and, especially in a short week, like that team is so banged up. I don't get how. Yeah, they're going to pull out a big win. I think this game's going to be close. I'll take the Giants. Yeah, I'll take the Giants as the dogs with the points. But not that I like the Giants either. Like, I think they stink too. It's
just two bad football teams.
The whole NFC East is just
garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah, I told you before the year too. There's every wouldn't you say every 5 years or so, there's a year like this with the NFC East where it's like. Mm-hmm. Hands down, like the worst division in football record-wise.
But typically, there's at least one good one.
Exactly. Typically, there's at least one good team.
Washington never gets their turn as the one good one, but typically the Giants,
every 5
the
years,
Cowboys, or the Eagles will have
someone wins this division at 8-8 or I don't know.
9-7. Last year was 9-7.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Cowboys.
So this is this happens every once in a while, and it's just one of those years where this division's just going to be garbage, and. I expect this game to be garbage. I'm sure it'll be hard to watch. And I think, dude, Wentz stinks, dude. Wentz is not the dude. Would you agree?
Wentz is garbage. But what happens is every time, and this is why I'm going to take Philadelphia and the points. I don't think it's going to be a blowout or anything.
Yeah.
Both offensive lines stink. The Eagles are going through the Cowboys syndrome right now, or really their own, because they're, for like the last 2 years, their entire offensive line has been hurt. Now there's no Zach Ertz. They don't have any wide. You want to talk about a team with no wide receivers?
Yeah,
it's the Philadelphia Eagles, and but they've still got a good defense. I know the Giants' defense is playing okay too, but Daniel Jones, Carson Wentz. I'm still going to take Carson Wentz. This is kind of what he did last year. He stunk when he had everybody healthy. When he was playing with practice squad guys, he was untouchable. So I think Giants are just bad enough. To where I think maybe this is a touchdown game. I'm gonna it's in Philadelphia. There will be fans there. Hopefully they won't be beating up Giants fans like they were punching Ravens fans last week. This is why I say your fan base is trash. But
you see, I'm wearing a little Barstool shirt. Shout out to Barstool. I love those guys. But did you see they posted that was the most normal thing about 2020?
Yep.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Most normal thing about 2020 is that the Eagles fans are beating the shit out of other fans in the stadium.
Yep.
Love to see that. Just makes you feel like things are somewhat normal. So good to see Philly.
People.
Philly, yeah. Philly remains the trash.
Philly's gonna Philly, baby. That's what
Philly
they're
going
do.
Philly. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
ain't no way to put it.
That was great to see. But yeah, I'm rolling with the Giants in that game. I think
it's a cover.
Yeah, it's a cover. Yeah.
Eagles win. They take the division lead I guess they'd still be a half game back. Aren't they 1-4-1 right now? They'll be 2-4-1. So they'll be, I don't even know how you score that, but don't worry. We'll talk about how the Cowboys are going to lose to Washington on the next episode to give Washington and the Eagles a tie or, whatever the hell's going on. I don't know. This division stinks. And quite frankly, I'm sick of talking football. Yeah. So let's go over to the Fall Classic. The World Series is here. And, it's time to talk about it, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it.
This is Bush League Bros Sports Talk. Brett Batchelder here with Poliakis. And the Dodgers last night took a 1-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Rays with an 8-3 victory. And it was behind our guy, every Boston fan's favorite, Mookie Betts. He left the Red Sox. I'm still sad about it. And I know, I've said my piece. I've done my rant for the show. Mm-hmm. Can't promise there won't be another one. But I know, Paul, you have a message as a Red Sox fan on behalf of Red Sox Nation to Mookie Betts and the Dodgers.
I'm going to take my glasses off for this. I'm going to take my glasses off for this.
Getting cereal.
It's just, man, like, I'm just depressed, dude. I'm just depressed. We let Willie Mays just, basically the next Willie Mays just go. What is wrong with us, dude? Why? This guy has potential to go down as a top 10 player of all time. Mookie Betts, a home run last night.
Bold, but
he stole basically 3 bases in a row. I don't know if you saw that. Who else can do that in the entire? And no one else can do that in baseball. And we let this guy go over money. We're the second most valuable franchise in all of baseball, top 10 most valuable franchise in all of sports. And we just let Mookie Betts, the next Willie Mays, just walk out the door, dude. It makes me want to cry, man. It makes me want to cry. I love Mookie so much. I'm so happy he's doing well out there. I really want these Dodgers to win the World Series, and we'll kind of get into that because I hate the Rays for various
Boston
reasons.
Fans, because I'm gonna let you get right back into it. Yeah. Boston fans cheering for an LA team. That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. I mean, how crazy is that? And it's not even that it is about how good he is, you know what I mean? That he really is Willie Mays. Besides Trout, who would you rather have on your team?
I'd rather have him than Trout, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Trout's amazing, right? But he's never been Mookie shows up in big moments too. He did with the Red Sox, and he's clearly doing it this whole postseason. He's arguably their most valuable player. It was good to see.
He's their most valuable player.
I was happy to see Kershaw pitch well last night too. I will admit that. I feel like he's gotten a bad rap for quite a few. He obviously stunk at the beginning of his career in postseason games, but dude, Mookie, once in a generation type talent, and you let that guy go over money, and they didn't even pay him that much more than what the Red Sox could. I just don't get it. I'll never understand it, dude. The guy would have been the best player in our team for another 15 years. He would have lived up to any contract you gave him, and we just let this guy go. And what makes it even more frustrating is we watched the Red Sox just stink this year. It was a wash of a season, 60-game season, whatever, right? But
I can't have nice sports teams.
But especially in baseball, dude, if Yeah, I know you can't have nice.
Can't have anything. I can't have anything.
You
nice.
might need to
Like,
stop.
This is. You know.
You might need. I might need to kick you out of the Red Sox fandom. Anyways, like especially in baseball, it's a superstar sport. Like you got to have a superstar on your team like that. And now the Red Sox are left with basically no superstars. I try to trick myself into thinking like Rafael Devers was the next superstar, and he's not. He's not Mookie Betts. He never will be. He won't ever even be close to that. So, like, not only did we lose maybe the best player in all of baseball over money, when I just read today, like the Red Sox. This is actually. I'm about to get pissed now. I just read today.
Let's do it.
The Red Sox ownership is like buying up all the property around Fenway to like build like apartment buildings and shit and like develop all around Fenway, which whatever, like that's their right to do. But where was that money when we should have paid Mookie, dude? What the fuck? They're gonna spend billions of dollars developing all around Fenway. Like I'm reading this article and I'm just starting to fume. I'm like, why didn't we just pay Mookie then? You guys clearly have all the money in the world. We can't pay Mookie Betts $40 million a year. He's worth it. Like, it's just crazy, dude. I'm so sad. I hope he wins the World Series, and I'll never get over it, dude. It's the equivalent. It must be how Red Sox fans felt about Babe Ruth. That's my equivalent. Yeah. We might not win another World Series for 86 years.
Oh, let's not do that. Let's not do that. All right?
It's possible.
I need some sports hope. Okay.
I'll never get over it, dude. I'll never get over it. He's probably gonna win like 10 World Series with the Dodgers. It's gonna make it so much worse. And this is just the life we live as Red Sox fans right now. It's rough. I think we'll be back. Red Sox will never be a team that's like out of it and stinks every year. Like they'll be back, but
it's gonna be a minute.
It's gonna be a minute, dude. And it wouldn't have been a minute if we had Mookie Betts on the roster. We might not have been that great this year, but you know what? Mookie would have hit, over 300, hit however many home runs in a short season. We would have been like, all right, at least we still got Mookie. My outlook would be much brighter right now. And the Dodgers are good enough. They could have won the World Series without him. That's what's so crazy. They didn't necessarily need Mookie to be back in the World Series. Would you agree? That team could be there anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just sad, Brett. I'm just sad, man. I know you're a Sox fan too, but
I would love to argue with you, and I think that's a little more fun when we go back and forth. But when you spit facts at me for about 5 minutes, it's it's hard for me to argue with facts. I know people do it nowadays somehow, but I'm not one of those. And I mean, I'm right there with you. I love me some Mookie. I still have my Mookie jerseys and shirts, and I'll still wear them proudly. I'll root for him. I love me some Joe Kelly, especially after what he did to the Astros this year. Just what an electric human being. But I'll be rooting for the Dodgers, and not only because it's Mookie, and not only because of Joe Kelly. And I hope Mookie wins the World Series. I hope he wins the MVP. He deserves it. He's going to win regular season. He's got to win the NL MVP. He's got to. Mm-hmm. Nobody played even as close to on his level in the National League.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear any arguments about it from other people.
No.
I'm not even going to ask that. That's nonsense. Mm-hmm. Not even going to put that out into the world. But my other thing, I've said several times on this podcast, I hate the Rays fan base. I have friends that are Rays fans, and it's the cowbell. It's the fact that your stadium stinks. It's the stickiest floor I've ever walked on. I think I've lost pairs of shoes on that floor. It's got horrible food. It's got terrible parking.
Dude, yeah.
It's just garbage. Okay. Yeah. The Tropicana Field, you guys need a new, I don't know if you deserve a new stadium, but you need a new stadium. No. But there's something else that I don't even know this was a thing, but it makes perfect sense. And I'm all in on this. Baseball is the league of curses, right? You got the Cubbies curse with the GOAT. You've got the Babe Ruth curse, the old Bambino for our Red Sox. It's finally gone. Both curses gone. Mm-hmm. Both done by Theo Epstein. Why we ever let him go, I don't understand it. Should have found a way to keep him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Him. I'm trying to pull something up right now that is going to show my hatred. I'm going to put it as my background. I gotta keep talking though.
Pull it up. I hope.
Keep going with you're going with though.
Yep. So the Steve Irwin curse is now the Tampa Bay Rays curse, and I love it because I was a big Steve Irwin fan growing up. I think I've said on a podcast when we talked about Kobe dying, the only other celebrity I ever felt bad about or like got sad or emotional was the Crocodile Hunter because I grew up watching him all the time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Crocodile Hunter got killed by a stingray. And then some jabroni, I think it was in the 2019 season last year, held up a sign saying, I don't remember, it was in 2019. I don't remember. I could be wrong on the year. Someone's more than welcome to correct me. But they had a sign that they killed Steve Irwin and some other team. I can't even remember what the team was. So now it's the Steve Irwin curse. They don't deserve to win a World Series because they took the name of Steve Irwin in vain. And we don't do that. That's not acceptable. I'm not here for it. And, there you go.
Can you see that?
I see Ray
The disrespect,
Steve Irwin
dude.
World Series. Yeah, that's
Did you list
disgusting.
kill Steve Irwin, then
That's
win the World Series?
classless.
It's the most
That's
disrespectful.
classless.
Steve Irwin, dude. Can we talk about Steve Irwin?
Yeah, you might want to change your background though.
I know. I'm gonna get rid of that. I just wanted
man.
all the people.
But that was worth
to
it.
see the disrespect. I don't know that this wasn't Photoshop, so I don't necessarily.
No, the Rays have had to come out and apologize for showing it.
Well, I hate them even more then. And Steve Irwin is a goddamn national treasure, dude. For someone to disrespect his life like that is just outrageous, dude. And I don't think that I've hated a team more now since it's the Yankees and then the Rays for sure. Like, you can't do that, man.
Nope, you can't
Irwin,
do it.
dude. Steve Irwin, man. You know how sad I was when Steve Irwin died? Like, it took me a long time to get over that death, dude.
Yeah. I was a huge fan. I wanted to go to Australia just to go to that damn zoo and meet him.
Dude.
That's all I wanted to do.
I love Steve Irwin, man.
And growing up in Florida, it's like the Australia of the United States.
Exactly.
So I can jump on all the animals. And some of them, I play with snakes I shouldn't have played with. That's not, don't take that places. Real snakes.
When I lived in Florida, there was a lake near me that had gators in it.
Lake Jessup?
And I considered – no, it was like right near where I lived, right? It was almost like a little pond.
Oh, okay.
But, there's gators everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me felt like I could tackle a gator and take it down because Steve Irwin gave me that confidence because I've watched him do it before. I'm not saying I would have done it or that I could have, but, I probably could have.
Dude, me and my buddy, we used to go to Gatorland. We would go out and catch lizards and snakes. Steve Irwin was that dude. And for the Rays to just take his name in vain like that, it's classless. I don't care when it happened. It still happened.
Yeah.
You guys can be offended by Troy Aikman and Joe Buck's comments. I can be offended by this.
Exactly. I find this 10 times more
This is real offensive. Yeah.
Exactly. So
all he ever do, I don't know if you remember this commercial, and maybe I have a bias because I'm a Gator fan.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Sports Center commercial?
The best
of all time, right? Where the alligator comes out of the elevator and he's, oh, crikey, she's a beaut. And he just tackles him. Oh, that's a glorious.
Brings a tear to my eye when I see that commercial. Sometimes they'll put it, they'll post it, they'll repost it.
Yeah, they were doing
it was the best This Is Sports commercial ever.
Yeah. That was on like a couple weeks ago, and I caught some of it, and that was on there. And,
So we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Screw the Devil Rays. I'm gonna call them that because I know they're the Rays now.
I'd rather them be the Rays.
They're always the devil. They're always the stinky Devil Rays in my eyes, dude. I don't care. And for them to disrespect Steve Irwin like this, they're always gonna be the Devil Rays in my eyes. You stink. You're a trash city. Unfortunately,
we're attacking the city of Tampa now. All right, yeah, let's go, Paul. Let's go.
Unfortunately, they may actually. Like I told you, I think we talked about this last episode. Tampa has the potential to be the best sports city in America. Unfortunately,
they won't. It'll be all right.
But
they're up. Tampa Bay is up 6-2 right now in the 6th inning.
Don't love it. Come on, Mookie.
That's okay.
Mookie's gonna hit a grand slam here.
Look, Mookie and the Dodgers were down 3-1 to the Braves, and just like all Atlanta sports teams, they choked. So it could still happen.
I know.
It's good. Look at that pot.
Can we talk about that real quick? Yeah, I was gonna say we don't have to go deep into it, but
go for it. Say what you want to say.
Is there a worse city to be a sports fan, like of all time? Like, I don't know what I would do if.
Well, maybe right now of all time, there's plenty more, but right now, I don't know. The football team stinks.
Like
your college team.
That was me.
That was
me. I've had some bad losses. I've won a ton as a New England sports fan over the past 20 years, but I've had some bad losses. To have that many bad losses and I don't know what I would do, dude. Like I would be, like I would probably
I would be sending
I would be on like a
letter.
psychiatric hold if that was me, like, and my team's just kept collapsing like that.
I'd be sending a letter to Arthur Blank, like that one Atlanta fan. He sent his fan resignation. I think that was probably one of the greatest letters I've ever read in my life.
Yeah,
I'd be doing the same exact thing.
Don't blame him.
And I don't hate the Braves because Chipper Jones, my neighbor actually grew up with Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones is from around where I'm at.
Yeah.
And
I love
good
Chipper
dude.
Jones.
I liked
Legend,
him as a kid. So I don't hate the Braves. I mean, and my boy, primetime, Neon Deion Sanders, he was also an Atlanta Brave. We'll ignore the fact that he was a Yankee and he played for Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But, I love me some Deion. And he was a Brave. So I can't hate on the Braves. Yeah. And I won't. But your city you guys are going through it right now. And I feel bad for you, but I really don't. I got my own sports problems over here.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got your hands full.
Yeah, are we in agreement, though? Dodgers going to win this thing. I don't care how many games it takes, but we're going Dodgers.
I can see it go 6 or 7. I mean, like, as much as I hate the Rays and over the Steve Irwin debacle, they're a good team. They have good pitching. Like they hit, like, there's potential for this series to go 6 or 7 games. I hope it does. It'll be good for the sport. You see the ratings came out in that game 1, though, like awful ratings for that first game. Yeah. So
that's not surprising.
Not surprising. We talked about this.
We said, it needs to be Astros and Dodgers.
Yeah, it had to be, or it was
put the Rays in.
Yeah.
The 10 Rays fans that actually go to games when COVID's not happening, they'll tune in. In California, they'll tune in until it's their bedtime, or I don't know what they do in California. I don't really care, but
yeah.
It's just, I'm only interested because I've got Mookie and Joe Kelly. That's it for me. But am I watching a lot of these games? No.
Nah. Well, no. I mean, I have watched some of them, but
I haven't watched a full game.
It's tough to be like, yeah, exactly, like glued to the screen watching the Devil Rays in a World Series. It's tough to be glued to the screen watching them play baseball.
Oh, God. I hope they don't win. Can you believe we took their garbage GM, made him our GM, and now they're in the World Series, and we couldn't even make the playoffs in a year where they allowed more teams to go to the playoffs than any other year ever?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get heated.
I know. How depressing is it going to be? I don't know what – I mean, it's Florida, actually. You might know better than me. Are they going to let – like, they'll probably just have a full stadium there in Tampa, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, I was going to say it's going to be even, like, more – it'll almost be like a regular season game if they have like 15% capacity, but it's just going to be even more depressing that it's in Tampa, like in that ugly stadium. Like I don't, it's going to be rough.
Not a fan, but hey, you know what? At least they'll be able to hang their little AL pennant. They ain't winning the World Series. It's real cute. I love looking at it when I go to the Trop. I'm like, get a real title, pal. But let's go from the diamond to the octagon now, shall we? We're going to talk a little UFC 254, talk a little fisticuffs, because I got to tell you, I am really excited about this. So, UFC time. Let's go. Again, you beautiful people. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you for indulging in some Bush League Bros sports talk. Brett Batchelder here again with Poliakis. And real quick, just something I don't appreciate is when my employees text me in the middle of me doing a podcast. I ain't working right now. You don't need to be texting me. Leave me alone. I'm only your boss for 2 more weeks. Get out of here. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you doing? Right. I don't care. Go away. But anyway. That's not what we're here to talk about right now. It's time to talk about UFC 254. This is probably outside of Conor versus Cowboy at the beginning of the year. This is probably the pay-per-view I've been looking forward to most. And I've been excited. I've been a lot more excited for a lot of these pay-per-views than you have. But we have the 155 belt on the line. Justin Gaethje, the interim, taking on Khabib Nurmagomedov. Look at that. Two tough last names.
Nailed those,
Nailed it, babe. Notice my cadence got a little slower right there. That's the trick, You got to take chances. I'm a risky man. Hey, look, I took a chance on this look, and god damn, I look good. But anyway, we've got that coming up on Saturday, and I'm pumped for it. You're pumped for it.
Dude.
What are you looking for, or what are you looking forward to at UFC 254 in this matchup?
I mean, dude, this fight, man, this is This is the fight. I told you, like there's been some great fights. I've been a little lackluster on the UFC and some of the fights. Like just some of the bigger fights didn't live up necessarily to the expectations. I don't see any scenario where this one doesn't, right? Like this is gonna be a goddamn fight, dude. Like I cannot wait to see this. I mean, going in, Khabib's obviously got to be the favorite, right? He's arguably the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. I think
you have to put him in your top 5.
It's debatable if he's
28
he's the greatest ever, man. Yeah,
and he's fought all the big ones.
Goddamn, dude, Justin Gaethje, dude, like that kid. He's gonna go in there and he's gonna want to fight and he's gonna make Khabib. I think Khabib's gonna have to fight him at some point. He's gonna try and take Gaethje down, but I was just watching this. This whole the UFC puts out great preview stuff to these fights. It was just getting me so hyped, dude. Like the Gaethje is a great wrestler. People don't necessarily realize that because he never wrestles in any of his fights. He just stands up and fights people like a savage.
He's a banger.
Like he doesn't necessarily need to, but he'll just stand in there and trade shots left and right. He can knock Khabib out, dude. I think he's the first guy that Khabib will have fought that there's a realistic chance that he could knock Khabib out. And I think Khabib's going to go in knowing that. He's going to try and get him on the ground early. And the thing is,
wait a minute, the first.
What?
The first person Khabib's ever fought that could knock him out? We're just going to disrespect Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor like that?
I think Gaethje's...
We need to go back and check to see who's got more knockouts.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. But...
Come on now. Come on.
I don't know, dude. Like...
Can I tell you why? And I'm very excited.
But Gaethje and Conor can knock you out, and Conor's but Gaethje is just so violent with how he fights, dude.
The difference is that Conor is precision and timing, and Gaethje will just go in there and just bang with you all night long.
Yeah,
and I can't make that sound unsexual. I'm sorry, but here's my thing with this, and I'm very excited. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I'm going to watch it, obviously.
You can't
because I do.
You cannot not watch this fight.
I do. Yeah, I mean, you gotta. I mean, if you like UFC, even if you don't like UFC, this is one of those.
That's what I mean. Like, even if you're a casual UFC fan and you're like, oh, should I? This is the fight you order and you pay money to watch this fight. 100%. Yeah.
Hopefully we don't overhype it, make them spend their money and they're disappointed. But
I don't think
my concern is, while I do agree, I like Justin Gaethje. I think the 155 division is so exciting.
Oh, it's
just
great,
with all the people in there, because you've got some mixture of style. I mean, Khabib, I don't know if there's anybody that can wrestle better than Khabib in the UFC right now.
Ever.
Or maybe GSP.
Maybe.
You want to argue? Well, we'll talk about that here in a second.
We'll get there.
But I mean, you've got Conor, you've got Poirier, you've got Dan Hooker. They just got Michael Chandler from Bellator over 155, and I know I'm forgetting people. I'm sorry. Tony Ferguson. Let me not disrespect him. They've got so much at the top that it's super exciting to look at. But here's kind of where I do my math on this, and this is why, does Gaethje have a puncher's chance? Yeah, absolutely. If he wants to go in there, if Khabib wants to go in there and he wants to just bang into each other, just bash each other one-on-one and not put them up against the cage, I think Gaethje has a chance. But I'm doing a little...
Khabib's not going to do that. You're right.
I don't think he will either, but I'm doing a little, what is it? The transitive property. What am I looking for here? I don't know. I don't care. It's 10:30 at night. I can't even remember words anymore. But the transitive property. But so Gaethje has already fought Dustin Poirier.
Yep.
Dustin Poirier, great fight. Poirier won.
Yeah.
Poirier and Khabib have fought. Khabib, pretty decided. There were moments. Poirier,
it was close.
He had his moments for sure, but Khabib clearly won that fight. I'm kind of doing that. Okay, A plus B equals C. I don't think Gaethje. I'm not confident Gaethje can go in there and get the upset. I know he thinks Khabib's overconfident, and I know I think a lot of people want to see Khabib lose. They don't want to see him go undefeated. I don't know if it's because he's from Russia. I don't know if it's just Conor fans upset at Khabib. I would rather him win and get a rematch against Conor. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I'm excited because I think this is going to be a great fight either way, regardless of who wins. But I'm not on upset alert like a lot of people are with Gaethje, thinking that he's going to get that clean shot on Khabib. Khabib, I think, is just too good. I mean, the dude, we've talked about it. He wrestled bears as a kid. I saw the video that's of him wrestling the bear. That's insane. I think he's going to shoot on Gaethje, and I think as much as I like Gaethje, I think this is going to be Khabib's night, 29-0.
This is why I think I'm going to go with Gaethje in this fight. And I'll lay it out. This is why I think Gaethje can win this fight. I told you he's a great wrestler, but no one knows it. But also, no one's really ever took Gaethje down to the ground. Like, he's like, you know what I mean? Like, Khabib's going to shoot on him, and he's going to have to get away from it. Like, if Khabib gets him on the ground, I don't care how good of a wrestler. Like, you're not better than Khabib on the ground. And once Khabib gets you on the ground, he's not only controlling your body on the ground, he's like, you can't hit him once you're on the ground, right? Like, he's controlling your body in a way that you can't even throw swings and hit him, right? Like, Gaethje's got to be on his feet to attack Khabib, just like Conor really had to be, right? But I think that Gaethje's defense on the ground game is so much better than people actually give him credit for. That's the big thing. I think you'll see early on that there'll be a couple we'll know right away, right? But I think early on you're going to see Khabib shoot on him because Gaethje's going to come out and he's going to swing. That's what he does. Like, he's going to swing on him. And we'll know right away, man, if Khabib somehow has trouble taking him down, that whole fight is going to change. It's going to change on a dime, dude, where if Gaethje can prevent the takedown and Khabib's like, oh shit, I might have to fight this guy on my feet. That whole fight turns on its head, dude, and Gaethje is then in control, and that's a real possibility.
I don't think you're 100% wrong, but here's where I'll go on the other side of that.
Yeah.
The Khabib Conor fight that we've already seen. Khabib won. We know. I just said he's undefeated. He had to have won. Yes, you can. Conor's has amazing wrestling defense, and listen to Rogan, listen to Schaub. They said the only round, not fight. The only round that Khabib has ever lost was the first round against Conor McGregor because he couldn't take him down. He could not get – and when he did kind of take him down, Conor was punching the hell out of that head. He was getting points. He was looking great. He looked exhausted. He looked gassed after the first round. So I think this is – Poirier had some success early on this. I don't think this is going to be – I'm not predicting that Khabib's going to wipe the floor with him in a round.
But how long ago was that?
I think this fight's going to go a while.
Yeah. How long ago was that Poirier-Gaethje?
Last year.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think Gaethje's a much better fighter. I was just so impressed with what he did against Tony Ferguson. A lot of people thought Tony Ferguson was going to be. Yeah. Dude, a lot of people thought Ferguson could beat Khabib.
I was not one of those people.
Yeah, I wasn't really either. But this is the thing. I will guarantee this. I'm going to take Gaethje, just so we're on opposite sides here. It's a bold pick. I will admit.
Well, you've been teasing picking Gaethje for a few weeks now.
Dude, I'm a huge fan, dude. Like, anyone that fights like that, man, like, you're a savage. Like, I'm going to love to watch you fight. Doesn't necessarily always mean, like, that you're going to win, right? Like, because when you fight like that, you take your chances, right? I think he clips Khabib at least once in this fight, for sure. He might not win, but he's going to clip Khabib in this fight, and people are going to be like, oh, man. Like, it's going to be a moment when he does it, dude. Like, because it's going to be the first time that anyone's really ever hurt Khabib. I'm going to guarantee that he's going to clip Khabib. I don't know what round. Probably earlier on, right? Because he'll get tired. That's the other thing. The longer this goes, the less likely Gaethje's going to win.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think it's going to be a grind him out.
But I think first or second round, Khabib's getting clipped. Khabib's going to get clipped on the way in I think that's what Gaethje's probably game plan is. He's like, on one of the takedowns, I got to clip him on the way in, and then go to town. Because Khabib can't trade shots with him. Khabib's not the greatest. I mean, he's much better than he was, But
Khabib isn't a knockout guy, but he can throw hands.
He can throw hands. He clipped McGregor fucking real good.
Yeah.
In that fight. So I
I
cannot
like it, man.
I cannot overstate how excited I am for this fight. I'm so pumped. And Gaethje, he's my guy. I'm rolling with him in this one.
Well, I'm going to let you roll with him.
Should we make a gentleman's wager?
What kind of wager do you want to make? I'm not an idea man here.
What do we got here? All right. How about we do some sort of ridiculous outfit bet for one of these, our new YouTube podcast.
Do you see me?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of tough for you. Yeah, you kind of.
I mean, I look damn fine. I ain't gonna have to worry about it anyway because I'm gonna be right. But anyway, what are you thinking?
I was gonna say you probably just don't have any though. You'd have to like buy it. I was gonna say you have to rock like a Patriots hat.
Okay, I'm not wearing anything of a team that I don't root for. That's never going to happen on the history of this podcast. I've done it once in my life. I had to wear a Giant shirt in the mall that I used to work at, and it was one of the worst days of my life, and I'm scarred from it. I ain't putting on nothing like that. I mean, I'll wear embarrassing shit, but it won't be. I draw the line. I should
probably just actually let this wager go because I'm the super.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, you can wear whatever you want. I mean, you can show up in a little hula skirt. I don't really care what you do. Yeah. But it is going to be. It would be you that ends up having to wear it anyway. So
true,
it's not
true. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll call it. We'll just call it a friendly wager for now. Yeah, we can make up our minds before Friday.
If we've got anything on the Friday episode, we'll spit it out there. And the thing is, when Khabib goes 29-0, again, no disrespect, Mr. Gaethje.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm picking who I'm picking. Yeah. But when he wins, there's a lot of speculation because we know it looks like it's not official yet, but they've both agreed or said yes to January 23rd, Poirier, Conor McGregor. If I needed to say McGregor, I'm sorry. I don't know. But that looks like it could be a number one contenders match, for the 155 belt, Gaethje, or when it is Khabib. Khabib kind of came out, and he's done it a few times and kind of backtracked, but he kind of put the kibosh on that. Yeah. There were rumors that they were going to have Khabib and McGregor do Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I got it right.
And Khabib said, he wouldn't do it because obviously
he doesn't want to give Conor the good press, and he doesn't want to be around Conor. And it sounds like he's not interested in fighting him or Poirier. He said this week it's GSP or nobody, or I'm done. And GSP he hasn't come out and he doesn't seem like he wants to go down to 155. I don't know if he could go down to 155. I don't know if he can
anymore, dude. That's the thing, dude. Did you see he fought at 170 his last fight, right? And he was
he fought at 185 because he beat
Bisping
for the 185 belt, then retired again. And
can he get back down to 155, dude? I mean, it's gonna be a challenge. I mean, he could if he had enough time. I'm sure he could. He's one of the best.
I want to see it, but I'd rather see them go at 170. Just do it. Yeah. Do it at 170.
Yeah. Why not?
No belts involved.
So there's the thing here, and I know, I'm a big Conor fan. Like I'm kind of at the point where I wish he had handled his career a little better. and we had seen him fight more time. I feel like we're starting to lose the prime of McGregor's career where
he's got to hurry up and fight. That's
exactly his best days are likely behind him now.
COVID did us no favors.
Exactly. So I think from Khabib's mindset, and I gotta give him credit for this, I really don't think that he thinks McGregor is a challenge. So that's why he doesn't want to fight him again. Cause he's like, dude, I beat the shit out of that guy. Why do I have to fight him again? And he thinks probably the same thing about Poirier, that he's not a challenge. He's like, I beat these guys. Why do I need to fight guys that I beat again? And I respect that, man. If he wins this fight in decisive fashion, and then I think we talked about this, and then GSP is like, I'm coming. We'll do the fight, and it's for 30-0 for Khabib. It's GSP's legacy on the line. It's basically touted as who's the greatest of all time, right? That would almost kind of be that fight, or you could argue it, right? I think that's how Khabib looks at it. He wins that fight, and he's done, dude. He's done. Like, he walks off in the sunset. Like, why fight? Who else is coming that, we talked, there's a lot of talented guys. It'll stink that he's never fought Ferguson, but Ferguson kind of blew that.
I'm out on that match now.
Exactly. He blew that by losing to Gaethje. So
tried it 5 times, hasn't happened once.
Exactly. The fight is the most cursed thing since
my mic.
Yeah, most cursed thing since I don't know, the
Cubbies or the
Red Sox. Yeah, Cubbies and Red Sox. So it's gotta, if it's GSP, they both walk off into the sunset after that fight. It would be one of the biggest UFC fights of all time. I think everyone wants to see it. GSP, hasn't confirmed that he would do that stuff, but I've seen him come on Rogan's podcast a couple of times, dude. That guy still trains like every day, dude.
Oh, he looks great.
That guy's ready to go.
He looks great,
in that
but
case.
not at 155, man. I think that's too low for him.
Right?
I think it's too low for him.
But
you can do a catch weight at 165 or something. I don't know, but
just make it happen. But
I'm not saying.
Do you agree that like Khabib is probably like, why do I have to fight Conor again? Like, it's just gonna be, and I'm sure he doesn't want to deal with like all the shit that comes with fighting Conor. Yeah.
There was a lot. Conor McGregor, I don't know if he is right now, but he was clearly not in his right mind when he fought Khabib last time with the whole dolly into the bus. And I'm not saying he would have beat Khabib then, even if he was in his right mind. Yeah. But he was not, he was just way out of his mind, attacking his family and religion and all this stuff. Yeah. That, even I'm a huge Conor fan.
He went way over the line with all that. Yeah.
I ain't a big fan of this, but. And I'm okay with him not doing The Ultimate Fighter. I would love to watch it. I think it'd be great on the Conor side. Khabib's not a personality. I don't know if I need to see Conor teasing the crap out of Khabib for 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that I need that. But the fight itself, here's why you do it if you're Khabib. One, that is the biggest pay-per-view in the history of the UFC, the rematch, especially if Conor can come out and dominate Dustin Poirier like he did way back in the 145-pound days, which I'm not saying. I think Poirier is a much better fighter than he was. But if Conor comes out and we go, oh, Conor's still got it, and Conor's hungry, and he's focused on that guy because he knows that's his one real blemish. He's fixed the Nate Diaz blemish, and I'm not even gonna get mad at that one loss because it was crazy what they both agreed to do.
The circumstances, exactly.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane. That's why you like Conor, and that's why you like Nate. That's why you like Gaethje, because these guys will just go in and bang with anybody. But if Conor comes out and does that, this pay-per-view is going to be huge. So you do it for the money. And, his manager has come out and he said, did I freeze?
Yeah, I lost your mic, but we'll get you back. We still got your sound.
Hang on.
Or we lost your cam, yeah.
Hang on. I can start it over.
Come back, Brett. Come back.
Are we keeping this?
We'll keep this in.
What is happening? Hang on.
Technical difficulties.
Look at this, guys. Blah and blah. All right, and preferences, video, HD webcam. Hot damn! There I am.
Come on, Zoom. Come on.
Boom. And we back, baby.
There he is.
There we go. I don't know what the heck that was. I don't even bump anything on that one. But anyway.
It's all good.
Anyway, look at that. We're learning. You can do whatever you want with that footage. Throw it out. I don't care. But anyway, Conor, big money. But also, if he beats Conor again, which I think everyone will be picking him to win. I wouldn't want him to win. I'd be rooting for Conor, obviously, because that would be huge. But if he puts Conor away twice, you hate this guy. You've just almost ruined his legacy.
Oh, yeah.
Conor was going to be one of the GOATs. Now you can't put him as one. You can put him as one of the personalities, one of the fun guys, one of the Nate Diaz's of the world, one of the Nick Diaz's of the world. He's just one of those. Hey, he won some world titles. He had a good run, but he's no GSP. He's no Khabib. He's going to have that. You can get the butt in that conversation for Conor on top of making hundreds of millions of dollars. That would be my thing as far as, these fighters change their mind all the time. Yeah. And Khabib's manager has come out and said so far, especially in this run-up to Gaethje, and this is why I'm not really on the Gaethje bandwagon right now, even though I like him.
Yeah.
is they asked, hey, how does Gaethje rank, stylistically compared to Khabib's last opponents? Or is he the best that Khabib's ever faced? And they said, no, Conor is the most difficult to game plan for. Conor is the one stylistically that is the toughest for Khabib.
Mm-hmm.
You beat him twice. You've beaten your toughest competition twice. You've ruined his legacy. You've made all the money.
No, yeah.
That would be my only reason for saying, hey, come on, change your mind. We all want to see it. Get your money, ruin his legacy.
I mean, the best case scenario for us as UFC fans is for that to happen, right? McGregor dominates Poirier, and then it almost has to happen, right? Like if that's like, because you're right. Like it's like, okay, these are the two most dominant fighters from this era. You guys have to fight again. God forbid, God forbid, or I don't think it would happen, but McGregor wins that fight, and then it's the trilogy. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's the biggest fight we've ever seen. Like that second fight would be the biggest UFC fight ever, anyway. But the trilogy
third one would be even bigger. Yeah,
might be the biggest like ever
pay-per-view of all time.
You know what I mean? Of all time,
including
some of these boxing ones that have been outrageous. So, that's like, I mean, that's what Dana White probably sits up and has wet dreams about at night. But
I think Dana's in a good situation either way, and he is the best commissioner in all of sports. Yeah. Sorry, Adam Silver, but it's true.
True. There's a lot of interesting things that can happen with the UFC. I think for Khabib and McGregor to fight again in an octagon, man, there's got to be a full stadium.
Oh yeah, this would be mid to late next year.
Yeah, you can't like this shit's hopefully got to be over, this COVID stuff. Like
I've heard it's going to be over right when the election is settled, right? Isn't that the?
I don't know, dude. I don't know about that. All that.
I'm sorry. I'm conspiracy theorizing.
Wishful thinking, but
aren't the Democrats just holding out the vaccine until we get Trump out? I'm
it's
sorry.
possible.
Anyway, I won't go into those conspiracies. But do you have anything else on UFC, or are you ready to wrap up the sports talk part of the show?
Let's wrap it up. I know we got some good, interesting topics to talk about at the end of the show here. Let's get into it.
All right, we're going right into this bad boy. It's time to talk about the real virus that's plaguing this world, and that is the human virus, not COVID. COVID's probably trying to get rid of us all because we really are the problem. And I have an example that I saw this week.
Mm-hmm.
Some lady in Palm Springs, California.
Yes.
She called 911 because she wanted to go to the store. I don't know what the store was. I don't know if they released what store it was.
Yeah.
But she called 911 on this poor store employee who didn't seem like a manager. He just seemed like a clerk. He wouldn't let her in the store, not because they were closing, which they were closing in 15 minutes, but because she wouldn't wear a mask. She didn't have a mask. She refused to put on a mask. And we've seen a lot of stories like this, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone's seen. There's reels of Karens going out there and, it's my right. This lady, her whole thing was it was discrimination. She called 911. First of all, I don't know that you called 911 for some discrimination unless it's like a hate crime or something.
Yeah.
He said, I am being discriminated against because he won't let me in without my mask, ignoring the fact that businesses, like people, have the freedom to tell people what they can and can't do when they come into their establishment.
Mm-hmm.
This lady waited for the cops. This poor kid had to stay around, couldn't go home, had to wait for the cops because she wanted to file a complaint. She wanted to go in, pick up her stuff, spread her COVID around California, all because she couldn't put on a mask for 10 minutes. And, I'm just I'm ready for the world to end. I can't stand people like this.
Man, this country is becoming a crazy place, dude. I think a lot of people are like at their breaking points with this, and it's understandable. Like I get I get the aspect where it's your right to not be told what you have to wear or what you have to do, but it's also an establishment's right to tell you can't come into the goddamn store. It's
their store.
Exactly. It's not discrimination. They're not kicking you out because they don't want you to potentially get other customers in their store sick with this virus, which if you still don't believe that this virus is a real thing, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, like, I can understand maybe you think it's overblown. Maybe you think not as many people really get sick and die from it as they say. Whatever, you can take whatever conjecture, but like for you to be like it doesn't exist, or like that wearing, especially wearing a mask, man, it definitely exists, and wearing a mask is your best option to not get it. Like, if you go in crowded places in this country right now, pretty much any corner of this country, if you're in crowded places and you don't wear a mask and you don't social distance, you're gonna catch COVID eventually. Like, it's just gonna fucking happen. And if you can't understand that, like, you don't have, it's not a political view per se. Like, it's just
science is 100%
it's like,
political.
yeah, exactly.
About?
Yeah, of course, science is super political now, but like, just put on a fucking mask if you're gonna be in a store. Yeah. Like, if not, don't go there, dude. You know how many times, like, I forget, like, I'm going to the store and I have to like turn around and go get my goddamn mask. You know, like, I get pissed every single time I have to do it. It's like I left my phone at home, or like my keys, or like whatever, dude. I hate it. Like, it's so annoying, but you just have to do it, dude. Like, you just have to. You can't call discrimination because someone is not letting you in with a mask. It's just crazy, man. Just put the mask on.
Yeah.
Do your shopping.
It's almost gotten the point to me. And the mask is what it is. Is it always fun to wear a mask? No. You can't always, but you can breathe just fine. It's just not as convenient. Mm-hmm. But for me, like, it's almost weird now because I went bar hopping a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you can't have a mask on while you drink.
No.
And it was the first time I walked into a building without a mask on because they said, no, you just come in, you're fine, social distance, and then go outside. And that's what I did.
Florida,
and but like, I walked in, I looked at my buddy and I'm like, dude, this feels weird. He's like, wow, like, this is like the first building I've been in 6-7 months without a mask on. Mm-hmm. It's almost, and there are some things I like about the mask because I can go places like Walmart or Publix where shopping is a pleasure.
Yeah.
And people that I don't want to talk to don't even recognize me.
Nope.
Because I've got something covering my face and I'm not in work clothes. It's glorious.
Yeah.
I like it for that aspect, but it's selfish, and I'm sick of the people on, you know, Facebook or Twitter or whatever. Well, this scientist says masks don't. Get off your garbage confirmation bias. It's not about you. It's about everybody else. If you're not afraid of the virus, I'm not necessarily afraid of the virus. Do I want it? Absolutely not. I don't know the long-term ramifications. I'm sure I could get through it and great, but I'd rather anytime I could be healthy or be sick, I'm going to pick healthy 10 times out of 10. I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know what y'all are doing, but it's just selfish. It's not about you. Like, I think I told you on the podcast, when I went to Bed Bath & Beyond to get trash bags, ridiculous that I have to do that. But when I was there, I didn't have a mask on because I wasn't used to that yet. I got looked at real weird, and I said, man, I'm making people uncomfortable. I'm not going anywhere without a mask on ever again. It ain't about me. You can breathe through a little. We're getting on a little pedestal here, but this is really the moral of the story. This lady, an absolute jabroni, who I didn't know people like this existed in California. I thought they were all woke.
And I kind of want to, spin this to the other side, because this is the way I view it too. Like, these fucking people that do this, like, I feel so bad for, like, the restaurant workers, the people that work in these stores.
That could put in that situation,
Like, you think they want to fucking be telling you to put a mask on? No, that's all they're doing in there is standing in there all day, potentially getting exposed to COVID. And then when they ask you to put a mask on, you cuss them out and call the police on them. Like,
discrimination.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, just put the mask on, do your shopping, or just don't order. You can order literally anything you can imagine directly to your front door nowadays. Amazon Prime, fucking pay for it. It's like,
people are idiots.
$12 a month. Pay for Amazon Prime. Don't leave your house. Order everything to your house if it's that big of a deal. Yeah. All right.
You know what?
You don't have to wear a mask then, okay? That's your solution if this is that big of a deal.
You can stay on your personal property and not have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Look at Paul, the problem solver. Just look at you, pal.
Amazon Prime it.
Look at you using that big brain, that logic of yours.
Jeff Bezos is like,
Jeff Bezos could really use your money.
Before this goddamn pandemic.
Jeff Bezos has started the coronavirus. We now know he was in Wuhan.
It's probably his his idea, dude. Yeah.
He's got alliances. We need to look into that. But, if COVID doesn't kill us, it looks like Reese's cups might actually be, what ends up killing us. And no,
I don't like
not
that.
for
Yeah.
clogging our arteries with their. I don't like peanut butter, so I'm not a Reese's guy. But
Yeah.
something that I saw today that was alarming. So Halloween's coming up, all right? And I don't know when we're going to get to talk about Halloween again on this podcast, just because, we don't know what we do. We just kind of, who knows what the news is going to be next week. It's 2020. We don't know what's going on.
Right, yeah.
But one thing we have learned is Reese's this Halloween is sending out robots that dispense Reese's cups. I don't know if it's Reese's minis and all that too, but Reese's Pieces. Mm-hmm. They're going out, they're handing out their little peanut butter filled candies. I don't know where they're doing this at. I didn't go that much into detail on it because really once I saw this, I am convinced that Reese's is now actually Skynet in disguise. Yep. This is going to be the end of humanity. I'm very uncomfortable with a robot going around that is able to go through streets without human help and deliver something to my door. I'm not interested in that. That means they're going to come to my door, Arnold Schwarzenegger style, and just hasta la vista, baby.
Shooting Reese's Pieces like out a machine gun at you. I mean,
hey, right now it's Reese's Pieces. Tomorrow it might actually be a machine gun. You don't know.
It could be.
I don't know what Reese's is up to.
I've seen these. So MIT up here in Boston. A few years back, I was up here and I saw one of those fucking things on the street, dude. They had it out there testing it. It was like the dog/deer.
Oh yeah.
We got to kill those things, dude. But we can't have those. They're going to take over the world. I don't know what we're doing.
It's too late, man.
It's too late. AI is already, they're going to figure out that we're the reason that the world is going to shit and they're going to kill all of us. They probably made COVID, to be honest.
The alien known as Elon Musk has been working with Reese's on this diabolical plan. He's been recruiting other aliens that go to MIT and all these other big tech schools, and they have decided our time is up. We are too stupid to exist anymore, and I kind of agree with them.
I mean,
Brett doesn't have any sports things to live for, it's just time to wipe us out.
I'm a big Reese. Like, this is like I would say Reese's is the GOAT Halloween candy. Is that pretty much? That's like pretty much. Acceptable?
I just told you I don't like. I know a lot of people like Reese's, and I'm sure it deserves to be on the list, but it is not. It is not my go-to.
We can go into that maybe on the next episode closer to Halloween. Our GOAT candies. Reese's is the GOAT Halloween candy. It has been for forever.
I want candy. Let me get some peanut butter. Oh, it's disgusting.
Peanut butter chocolate, dude.
I'm not a big chocolate guy either.
But what I'm saying is that this is like a perfect if I saw a robot,
I saw a robot, Reese's.
I saw a robot and I was like, okay, it's a robot. I'm kind of scared because I don't trust robots. But he's giving out Reese's. I'm weighing my options.
You're letting your guard down.
I get close enough and it kills me. Exactly. So maybe that's exactly what this ploy is that they're sending out Reese's killer robots this Halloween. Sorry for hitting my desk again. And we deserve it, kinda. I don't know.
Not kinda, 100%. We had a good run, and it's kind of an honor to be here at the end. And congratulations!
If this is the end,
hey,
at least we made it to the end, right? At least
we made it to the finish line, man. Look at all these people that didn't. Gandhi didn't. I don't know who else. Who else deserves to be a shout
Gandhi
out?
Didn't make it.
Gandhi didn't make it to the end.
Yeah.
I don't know who else are good. I can't even name good people anymore.
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt would be Teddy.
True.
Teddy.
Teddy. He's been gone for a while. Yeah, man. I'm kind of excited for Halloween this year just because, it will just for at least one night will feel like a break from the craziness.
Are people allowed to do Halloween this year?
No, probably not. Yeah. Exactly.
Halloween Horror Nights got canceled. And that was a bummer. But.
Yeah, I know. I'm of the opinion if you can. I saw a meme that was if you can go and I can get fast food from McDonald's right now and they can give it to me, them wearing a mask, me wearing a mask, kids should be able to trick or treat, dude. That's bullshit, dude. I feel horrible for little kids that have just.
I'm okay with it because that means I won't have any little kids ringing my doorbell and I don't have to buy any candy. I don't
Come
like candy in
on.
my house because I'll eat it all.
Come on. I used to, when I lived in a house in Florida, I'd have like 6 trick-or-treaters a year, but I'd buy like 4 bags of candy, dude. So when like they would come through, like they would just get, like, my house was like the hookup
See,
house, dude. Like
you
you
are
get whatever,
giving
dude.
children diabetes, and they're going to be in their graves early if Reese's doesn't actually kill us with their Skynet plan. You're putting these kids in an early grave. You need to be
Hey,
giving
man.
them a banana or some kind of
You give a
ball to play
banana,
with,
dude. That's how
baseball,
you get your house. That's
basketball.
how you get your house teepeed on Halloween, dude. You give out
You
bananas and
you
healthy
TP
snacks.
my house. I've got a revolver. I've got a few other things that I'll gladly. This is Florida,
You're gonna
baby.
start taking kids out that
This
TP
is
your
Florida,
house. Yeah,
baby. I
that's
mean, maybe
true.
not them, but maybe their parents. I don't know.
Yeah,
Teach
no,
their
yeah.
kids.
I wouldn't. I
I'll create a
wouldn't.
bunch of little Batmans. Say
Yeah,
your parents are dead now because you want to throw TP at. This
yeah.
is getting pretty dark here.
I may or may not have TP'd a house before, but you make a good point. Florida would probably not be the place I would want to TP a
Florida
house. Yeah,
TPing, not a good idea, pal. We
yeah.
got some kooks like me who. This is my proper ta.
What
Get
is
off my
the,
lawn.
just, I guess, a little side note, what is the costume of 2020? What is, there's a costume every year,
Oh.
sometimes
Ooh, that's
they
a
can
good
they
one.
can be
Oh, I know what
slightly
it's gonna
offensive,
be.
or they can be the one like for something that's happened that year, but there's been so much shit this year. Like, what's the
It's gonna be
costume this
fucking
year?
Tiger King. That's what it's
No,
gonna be.
it's
It's gonna
Tiger
be Joe
King's. Dude,
Exotic.
Tiger King to me happened in like
Yeah,
2005,
and
dude.
nothing has come out since. There's been no big TV shows, no superhero movies for the nerds. Nothing has come
Yeah.
out.
I mean, you can't dress as a political candidate. That's like,
That's 2016. That's what you do in 2016.
Yeah.
You painted yourself orange and put the wig on, but
Do you
or
dress as
you
COVID? Do you dress as that little COVID symbol thingy? I don't
maybe an
know.
adult.
I'm sure we'll
right?
see that somewhere.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, like, there's been like no pop culture anything to dress up as that I can think of. I don't know.
I'm sure there will be a lot of Tiger King. You're right.
I think Tiger King's the one thing I can think of.
But I won't be impressed by Tiger King. That's what I mean. Like, there's some years where I'm like, that was good. Like, you captured this year with that costume. Good job. If you dress as Tiger
I
King
don't know.
now, like, I'm gonna be
My
like,
whole
dude,
thing-
like, when the fuck even was Tiger King? That was like 6 years ago. I don't even.
My whole
remember.
thing with popular, I don't like the Halloween costumes that everyone's wearing. Like when everyone was the Joker when the Dark Knight came out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like stuff like that's boring. I like some creative stuff, and I really, I won't give out any names of people who've already told me. I can't stand that, and I can't stand couples costumes. It's just peanut butter and jelly and all this. I don't know, thing one and thing two. I can't stand stuff like that. It's absolutely. I did see one thing. It might have been an extended member of my family. I can't remember, but on Facebook or maybe one of their friends where someone was a dill pickle and someone was a deer, and they were a dildo combined. And that was, when I thought about it, I was like, that's kind of funny. But if I just look at you, I'm not, I don't shuck the corn off my cob enough to just think of a pickle and a deer to go, oh, dildo. So I was like, man, that one's a little bit of a thing. Because I don't think I've seen a good Halloween costume that's memorable in a positive way in a long time.
I hope I see some good ones this year, man. I want to see the kids out there trick or treating.
I'm banning trick or treat.
For all our young listeners under 10 years old.
This could be the best thing about COVID. No trick or treaters.
First off, don't listen anymore. But second off,
shouldn't have been listening from the start.
Yeah, get out there and trick or treat. I don't care what they say. Just wear a mask. I'm gonna leave a big bowl of candy out, and you can take the whole thing if you want. I don't even care, dude. I'll refill it. I don't give a shit. These kids should be able to trick or treat. That's my. Just do it safely. Just wear a mask. You're outside.
Here's how I would be all in on trick or treating, and I would have to, figure out how to build this thing. But like, if I could do like the t-shirt guns, but like not shoot it right at them, shoot it in the air,
point blank,
and they catch it. No, I'm gonna pow. I ain't gonna do that. That looks hilarious with this fucking hat on. Pow, pow. No, but if I shoot it in the air and they catch it, they get to keep the candy.
That's
and
great.
They'll get an additional piece
Great
of candy.
idea.
If they don't catch it, they have to sign a waiver. I get to kick them right in the mouth. Like that, I'm all in on that. Teach them a little teach them a little, a little hardship. Hey, you fail in life, you got to eat one every once in a while.
Yeah.
I think that's
like if you don't catch it, if they don't catch it, then
is,
like you have a backup stash of like what's like the worst, like a Rolo.
Oh no,
like
no.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so I have.
Yeah.
So I don't beat them because we shouldn't be beating children.
No,
It's a horrible thing.
I'm not gonna get behind that one.
Yeah, no. So if they don't catch it, then they get shot with the paintball gun, pop, 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 until they get off my lawn. Pop, 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 pop.
Also, will probably have you arrested by the end of the night. But
no, come on now. I'll have them all sign a waiver before we play the game. I'll be that really creepy guy going all Saw style. You want to play a game, and then sign the waiver. I can't.
Put an obstacle course in your yard, and with the bucket of candy at the end. But you're on one end with the paintball gun, and you're like, you gotta make it. Can you get it? Can you make it through? I would have tried it as a kid. I'd be all for that. Yeah.
For a paintball gun, I'm wearing a costume. I'm not filming.
You gotta put
anyway, so
you gotta put like full size Snickers bars and like Reese's.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna go,
if they're gonna dodge paintballs to get the candy.
Yeah. Obviously, I gotta make the journey worth the reward.
Of course. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think we're teaching kids poor lessons where, hey, you can just knock on a door and get candy without even trying. Back in my day.
What is this goddamn socialism?
Yeah,
this giving out candy for free nowadays.
This is absolutely ridiculous. And maybe it's because I wasn't a big trick or treater as a kid, so I don't really get into it. I like Halloween. This is the farthest in October I've gone without watching the movie
real
Halloween.
Socialism. We'll give them a full candy bar, but then we'll take 75% of the candy bar back after they get the candy bar.
Yeah, like Ron Swanson with that kid that he taught. Yeah, here comes state property tax. Don't forget about income tax. You just keep taking a bite and you leave them with a little knob at the end right there of your Snickers. I think that's a good idea, man.
Yeah.
Teaching kids life lessons.
Yeah,
why socialism's bad.
Mm-hmm. And then you can be like,
what a productive podcast.
Yeah,
my God.
Exactly. I hope the kids were listening for that last part.
I hope children were not listening to any of this podcast.
Yeah.
It was pure gold, but also
great episode.
I'm sorry. I need to go wash my mouth out with soap. Do you have anything else that you want to share with these people before we go for a few days?
I don't necessarily. I just we are closing on Halloween. We're closing on the election. Things are crazy. I said it before.
Are you going to tell these people to vote? Are you doing this?
Just be nice.
Oh, thank God.
Just be nice to each other, man. Someone's voting for the other person you're voting for. Who gives a shit, dude? Just be nice to them, man. Like, just be nice. Be good people, dude. Like, come on, man. Whoever wins.
Is that allowed in 2020?
Whoever wins, the world's still going to go on, dude. It doesn't matter.
Until Reese ends it all, baby.
Yeah. Reese's going to kill us all anyway, dude.
Yeah.
Just be kind to one another, man. It's crazy out there. And some of the shit I hear about, I'm like, really, dude? Like, just be kind. Just be kind, man.
What a nice way to follow up with me shooting kids with paintball guns. I'm really, really proud of you for ending this on a positive note. Absolutely. But really, I need to go to bed.
Me too, yeah.
I need to take this amazing looking, setup here off.
Great.
Sweating like a mother out here. I mean, get ready for it, man. No sleeves is promised. This is gonna stay forever. You look good, you perform good, and I think I was great on this episode. Not to toot my own horn, but toot. But that is gonna do it for this episode of the Bush League Bros Sports Talk. You can follow us on Twitter at Bush League Bros. You can catch our old episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'll have it in the description for episode 2. Well, technically this is episode 18, but episode 2 of YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Leave a like. If you want to comment on some stuff, let's talk about who's going to win UFC 254.
Yeah.
Talk about who's going to win the World Series. Give us something. Maybe throw in your favorite Halloween candy or tell me why I stink for hating peanut butter. I don't care what you do there. We'll have a little fun in those comments. And you know what? Hit that like button again. Hit the subscribe button. For those of you who already have, we love you. Thank you. Let's try to get into double digits by the next episode as far as subscriptions go in.
Let's do it.
We're close. We're growing slowly but surely, just like my anyway. That's going to do it. Next episode, we're going to pick some games for the NFL. and we'll have a little debate on Paul's record. And I'm sure I'll be pissed off at something. I'm sure Paul will be pissed off at something.
Always.
We'll be there to emotionally support each other. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Brett. That's Paul. Peace.